Before the season began, you might have gotten better odds to win Powerball than to have Hartford Athletic and Greenville Triumph get to the USL Cup semifinals, let alone face one another. But that's our scenario tonight here at Trinity Health Stadium in Hartford. And a very good evening, everybody. Along with my broadcast partner, Mark Donaldson, I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. Mark, people might not have expected this matchup, but these two teams have earned their way here.
They have indeed. They're not quite playing for over $1 billion that you would get in Powerball. However, they're playing for the chance to reach a National Cup final against either Rhode Island or Sacramento,
who are playing as we speak. Let's get to our players to watch. And for Hartford, it's the guy who won the game that you were at down in Miami, Jack Panayiotou.
It's all he had. He had just about an hour in him. He scored this goal, and within a couple of minutes, he was back on the bench saying, I've got nothing more to give. It was a really nice move. It was a good high press from Hartford. Beverly Makingila started it, and Jack Panayiotou finished. Great to see him back after hamstring issues.
And for Greenville Triumph, Rodrigo Robley, their leading scorer in action tonight. He's put 5 balls in the back of the net.
They've got a talented front three with Robles on one side, Corvino on the other, and Mensah, the Ghanaian striker, as well. They need to give them support, though. Otherwise, this man here, Rodrigo Robles, could end up having to do more defensive stuff than offensive stuff.
Let's take a look at the road to the semifinals for Hartford. They haven't lost a match. They drew Detroit and lost in PKs. Then the penalty kick win over Rhode Island, and then the impressive quarterfinal win against San Antonio. And Greenville, they've beaten 2 teams from this league. They've beaten Charleston and Miami and drew with Indianapolis and winning a wild penalty kick shootout.
They did, and they were excellent from the spot. If you offered Greenville penalty kicks right now for a place in the final, especially the way they did in the quarters in Indy, I'm sure that they would take it.
Lineups and kickoff next. It's a beautiful night in Hartford. Who moves on to the Jägermeister Cup Finals? We'll find out next here on ESPN+.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized health care that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
The Great Fire of 1835 forced most insurance companies to close, but not us. The day our founders pitched in to pay every claim is the day the Hartford became the Hartford.
At Lux Bond & Green, we have been designing and crafting custom jewelry for decades. It's an art as much as a science, and really there's no room for error. It comes down to 100 little choices made by our own artists and experts who listen to you and create your perfect engagement ring by hand. Quality, value, and selection. Lux Bond & Green Jewelers throughout Connecticut and Massachusetts.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank the Mandel JCC of Greater Hartford, the official fitness center of Hartford Athletic. Visit mandeljcc.org to learn more. Last Fly is the leader in airport parking at Bradley International. Save 20% by pre-booking on lastfly.com. Last Fly, a proud supporter of Hartford Athletic. Let's get a check at the starting lineups. They are brought to you by Liberty Bank. You look at Anthony Siaha. Hartford's lineup back to a more normal 11, Mark.
Yeah, plus Engalina and Hairston didn't even travel to Miami at the weekend. They were rested, so they are fresh. And a few changes. This is the strongest lineup that Brendan Burke can name.
And as far as Greenville is concerned, head coach Nick Wright with a couple of changes, but the same keeper in Gunther Rankenberg.
Yep, and they've still got the attacking threat of Robles Mensah and Corvino out. Sebastian Vasquez, Leo Castro, and Toby Sims. All three of them are unavailable today.
Beautiful night, 71 degrees, winds out of the north at 7. Hartford will have it first, winds blowing gently from left to right. Other semifinal, Rhode Island and Sacramento were scoreless in the 24th minute in Pawtucket. The winners play in October, and tomorrow they'll draw to decide who gets the home game. First ever meeting between these two teams, both in their 7th year of existence, and it's game on. And now they decided to do it again. There's referee Alyssa Pennington said they weren't ready because the clock was still counting down. Now the clock is counting up.
Let's hope it's not one of those nights for both of these two teams.
Not quite sure what the delay is. Assistant referees are Matt Trotter and Noah Kenyawani, and the table official, J.C. Grins. Hartford in the all-green, trimmed in white. Maroon jerseys, white trim, blue shorts for Greenville, which in their league is 6-11-6. And there's the coach of the month in August. No, not the gentleman in the yellow shirt.
Timing.
Or the woman in the yellow shirt, Brendan Burke. We understand he carried the 4th officials precinct in that voting for
yes.
coach of the month.
It's a great achievement for Brendan to get the award. Hartford's form's been outstanding. They lost at home to Tampa Bay. They were bottom of the table. Now they're up to 5th. Thoroughly deserved.
20 is Rupapa Mensah. He's got USL experience as Jordan Scarlett goes down. You would think in a situation like this where you're the favorite, Mark, getting on the board early would be beneficial.
Yeah, but you've got to be patient, because if you don't get on the board early, then you just have to keep plugging away.
Ball played by the head of Zane Bubb. Number 5, Boubacar Njai. Emmanuel Samadia still on international duty with Sierra Leone, where he's doing great. Here's Engalina, red hot, as is Cariaga. Gets it back on a one-touch. Hartford, in all competitions, 12, 9, and 8 this season. Nice ball played to Njai on the left wing. Gives it to Engalina, but he's taken off the ball nicely by Zane Bubb. Joe Farrell heads it out. We talked to Brendan Burke yesterday, and we asked him about playing in a match this important. He stressed the veteran leadership of Jordan Scarlett and Joe Farrell.
Yep. Plus Dees Pay. He's gone with his most experienced back three.
And Galena, he's being marked up by the 6'5" Zane Bubb. Played square to Pascal Corvino, number 11. Distributes in the middle. DJ Benton working his way up the pitch. This is a Greenville team that has scored 32 goals in their 23 USL 1 games. Played it, and there's the first touch waist high by Anthony Siaha, looking for the quick counter. Once again, Bubb. That was not a great pass that time by Siaha. Number 8, the veteran Chapa Herrera. Played 5 years with El Paso. They have several players who have USL experience, and they have a very experienced team led by that man, number 5, Brandon Fricke, the 2020 USL 1 Defender of the Year. Well, it's going to be a little bit too far for Njai. Scarlett put a little too much pace on it. There you look at Rick Wright. Had a great talk with him, the Bermuda native, in his second year on the job. As a youth, he represented Bermuda in soccer, rugby, sailing, and badminton.
Wow. Just to live in Bermuda, to drink dark and stormies, that's the perfect life.
I asked him about the sailing and the badminton. He admits the badminton might have been inspired by a body young lass on the badminton team, and he said the sailing, he told me a great story. He hadn't sailed for about 20 years. Somebody invited him to sail in like a 3-match series. The person who owned the boat finished 12th in his 2 races. Rick finished 2nd and will never be invited back on that boat. Just the start of things here at Trinity Health Stadium.
I was going to say, is that brought to you by Gosling's Rum? National Rum of Bermuda. This is a huge night. They have absolutely nothing to lose. Greenville Triumph. I think if they make this a game of football, I think they might be in trouble. I think they need to be intense, they need to be physical, and they need to be spoilers tonight. And if they don't score, they didn't score against Indy until the 89th minute. There's always time.
And that was an own goal.
It was.
That was an Aiden Quinn own goal that got them into PKs, and they were victorious. Anderson's throw into the box. Backward header by Deespe. Sent out. Hartford dominating possession early in the game. As you look at Anthony Siaha, that's the same routine Mark goes through before airtime.
Yeah, and then I'm out for 6 weeks.
Yeah. Anderson and Cariaga on the far channel. Left footer into the box. Too far, sails out. Goal kick. Trinity Health of New England, proud to be the official medical provider and title partner of Hartford Athletic. Always committed to providing the best healthcare experience every day for every patient. Trinity Health of New England, we see all of you. So it's a team that scored 32 goals, has given up 36.
This is what I love about Cup football. This is a team that's 11th, not in Hartford's league, in the league below,
right?
In League One.
If those of you aren't familiar, USL 1, if you look at MLS as the majors and USL is AAA, that's AA, but there's some good teams in that league, some traditional franchises too.
Well, it's the 3rd tier. Right. If you've watched Welcome to Wrexham, they went from the 5th tier to the 4th to the 3rd. Now they're up to the 2nd. Greenville right now are in the 3rd tier of US football. MLS is the top tier US Championship and US League One. It's no fluke they're here. They have beaten and deserved to beat 3 USL Championship sides.
Scarlett made a nice play there to get the ball away. Here's Sebastian Anderson.
I love a good Cup fairy tale. We saw it with Grimsby Town recently in the Carabao Cup against Manchester United. And the Rochester Raging Rhinos in 1999 won the US Open Cup as a non-MLS side.
Anything's possible, right?
It is, and that's why. I mean,
that's what makes it great.
Right, 90 minutes, extra time, penalties, whatever.
One-man press with Ropapa Mensah. Mensah, a word that I don't take lightly. Played far side for Njai too far. Hartford just a tad off on their passes. Both these teams arrived at Bradley at the same time on Sunday night. Hartford coming from Miami, and Greenville came up early from Naples, where they got beat on Saturday.
Yeah, the problem, though, for Greenville, they arrived at the game tonight in 2 minibuses, courtesy of the Hilton Garden Inn at Bradley Airport, because their bus broke down.
Never a good way to start your night. Hopefully the bus broke down before they left the Hilton Garden Inn. They're looking to play a through ball there to their top scorer, Robles. Rodrigo Robles out of Espanol. Played collegiately at West Virginia. James Madison. So far, kind of like a boxing championship match where 2 teams are probing and jabbing, trying to feel one another out. Scarlett open in the middle of the park. Jordan with room to run. Distributes left to N'Galini. He's got Njai on the overlap. Michi to Cariaga. Now Njai. Back to Samuel Cariaga. In the middle, Hairston. He's had such a good year in the midfield for Hartford. Njai replacing Samadia. Nice cut. Galena sends it across, trying to hit Edwards and Cariaga, and Edwards looked like he might have taken an inadvertent elbow in the face there. Friendly fire from Cariaga. Kyle slow to regain the play. Hartford will try to press. We'll try to shorten spaces tonight, not give this tactically strong squad from Greenville, South Carolina, where they play at Furman University, but not for long.
No, they've got a really nice new stadium that they hope to have opened about 30 minutes southeast of the Furman University campus at Greenville Triumph Stadium, which hopefully will be ready for next year.
Good head by Mensah. Sends one that Siaha has to make a little bit of an effort for the first shot of the game.
I love that from Mensah. No point taking 2 or 3 touches. That's all about seeing a goalkeeper off the line, the ball sitting perfectly for you, and having a go. And that's what they've done in this competition.
So you'd call it a smart play by Mensah?
Very good.
Sorry. This will be the last time I use that.
That's a straight red for you inside of 10 minutes.
10
Very
minutes.
good. No appeal, no VAR, no nothing. There is a mild acknowledgement that was quite clever by you.
Hartford working the left side a lot. Njai and Galena. Now Anderson moves to the left there. Plays it back to Scarlett. The chip looking for Galena. Michi can't control. Knocked out. Last touched by Galena, so it'll be a throw-in for Triumph. The Hartford is back again and exciting to help our team win. From kickoff to extra time, they're proud to show their support for our amazing community as a founding partner of Hartford Athletic. Visit thehartford.com to learn more.
I'm glad you mentioned the tactics for Greenville, because I think that's something that Rick Wright has done really well for this USL League One side. They have nullified the threats, deliberately so, of the big boys that they have played, the USL Championship side. They're not here to be pretty. They're here to be effective, and they're here to stop Hartford from playing. But they can play a bit themselves.
Farrell had to go to the ground and knock that one away from Ropapa Mensah from Ghana. Had 16 goals, or had played 16 games for Pittsburgh in 2022. 25 goals, 13 assists in USL for Ropapa Mensah.
They try and knock you off their stride, and they've done that to Hartford in the opening 11 and a half minutes.
Little miscommunication there, so it'll be a Hartford throw-in just outside of their technical area. Once again, with so many good players on the roster, Hartford with a deep bench with Haji Berry and Beverly Macangila, Jonathan Jimenez, the Prestis brothers.
It's been a slow start from Hartford. It's been a very good start for Greenville.
Yeah, a little lethargic for the boys in green, especially on their home pitch.
Yeah, they traveled up on Sunday from Miami. Game played at Pitbull Stadium. Here's a chance.
Here's a steal. Sent in front. Never gets through. Finally gets cleared by Fricky. Hartford maintains possession on the far side. Cleared away, and Farrell sends that one towards I-91.
But there's an example, Joe, of Greenville getting in the faces of the opposition, not allowing any Hartford player any time to have on the ball. Because if this is a pure game of football, best versus best, what have you got, Hartford win it. There's no doubt about that. So, there's cup ties been played for decades, whereby smaller teams or less talented teams have been victorious. And it's the old hard work can beat talent if talent doesn't work hard.
And so far, Greenville doing a pretty good job, doing what they want. Here's Chapa Herrera, victim of a couple of red cards this year in USL 1. Otherwise, he's played and started in every game, and he's played all 450 minutes in cup play coming into tonight. Farrell did a good job elevating over Mensah. Nice movement by Dispe to get away with the ball. Pressured by Corvino of Greenville, gives it away. 12 is Evan Lee, the veteran, taken right away. Cariaga just ducked underneath him. leads a streaking Galena.
Really
nice
good
tackle.
Yep.
Nice play by Zane Bubb, the Charlotte native. Saw 7 games with Tampa Bay last year.
Probably more than Robbie Nielsen saw. Sorry.
It's more than he saw this year.
Yeah, well, I get away with that. He's a pal, but wow.
Jordan Scarlett, room to run. Once again, they work it left to Njai. Cariaga darts in towards the 18, take it down, and this will set up a potentially dangerous set piece for Hartford on the foul and the yellow card given to Evan Lee in the 15th minute.
Cariaga is so important today from a Hartford perspective. He can be the player who can unlock this well-organized Greenville defense. I don't like the whole gesticulating that it should be a card.
Leave it to the official, because she knew. Listen, Pennington has done 2 matches in the league this year, but Hartford, we saw her here last year. We thought she was very good.
She's an excellent official. I was doing a game on Sunday in the NWSL, Gotham against Angel City. She was on the VAR for that. She's one of the best officials that we have. Yellow card, free kick, dangerous area.
Just outside the 18. Looks like Cariaga is getting set to send it in. Anderson there as well. Maybe a little chicanery by Hartford. 2-man wall for Greenville, about 10 yards away. It'll be Anderson. Headed. Out. Cleared by Rodrigo Robley. All by himself in the middle of the park is Moreira. You know, it's funny, we were talking about Junior Moreira before the game, and we asked you that, well, exactly where does he play? And the answer is he plays everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think he has one best position.
Nice ball sent into the box. It's centered. Ball is free and volleyed out of there. Mensah at midfield.
Really good.
Streaking ball on the left. Here's Robles, but Dispe forms the wall and gets fouled.
Hartford have got a number of individuals, Joe, that are very deceptively quick, including Dispe.
Randy's Worcester Street Pizza, the official pizza of Hartford Athletic. Stop by the stadium or visit their other Connecticut locations to enjoy some of the best pizza Connecticut has to offer. Hartford's still looking for their first shot. Greenville has one on target, saved by Siaha. You know, as I was doing my homework for today, it's interesting to note that Hartford has played 5 Jägermeister Cup games, and Anthony Siaha has been booked in all 5. Playing with that fire. Here's a ball that played easily by Rankenberg.
There's better options for Jordan Scarlett. Hartford can't get into the position today where they start to try and force things. Patience, as you said right at the start, will be required. You don't get the early goal, you keep going.
Scarlett. Mensah tries to trap and can't. Anderson volleys it out where it will be played by Greenville.
That's the ball.
Give it back to Hartford. Here's Galena taken down in the box, but it's a play out.
Wow. Now, there were 2 bodies between the ball and our commentary booth, between Brendan Burke and the ball as well. I want to see the replay. Here's the replay. Across he comes. I think he did get something on the ball. If he does, that's a brilliant tackle by Zane Bubb. He is adamant when he gets up that is a good tackle. And it's a huge decision as well, because if he doesn't get anything on the ball, it's a penalty, which hasn't been given, but it would only be a yellow card because there's an intent to play the ball. It wouldn't be a red. It's the whole double, triple jeopardy there.
Let's watch it again.
I think it's a tough angle. It's very difficult to say. Definitely, he's adamant that he's won the ball. And do you know what? I think he might be right. I'd expect better from Mishi. He's got in front of the defender. There should be no reason that the defender gets back and is able to do that. Hartford should have done better there, but again, it's tough to say if it should have been a penalty.
Michi very active tonight. There's a giveaway by Njai.
What a start Bubb's made.
Bubb is Played well.
Beckenbauer.
Let's not get carried away.
What I'm just saying.
Here's Lee.
You'll remember him from his Cosmos days back in
I remember from his Germany days.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm twice as old as you. I should remember those. Ball played up ahead. It'll run over the near touchline and be a throw-in for Hartford Athletic. No score, 20th minute. Other semifinal is Rhode Island and Sacramento. Rhode Island not playing their number one keeper, Danny Vitiello. That's a scoreless game.
Just one final thing about that challenge by Bub on Engelina. Normally the attacker is adamant if it's a foul, and he berates the official. He probably felt he should have had a penalty, but he wasn't convinced, Michi Engelina.
They're basically running a one-man press with Mensa.
Hmm?
That ball will sail out. Hartford throw in. Hartford Athletic would like to thank Nuova Pasta for supporting the Goals for Meals program. For every Hartford Athletic goal that's scored this year, Nuova Pasta will donate meals to help fight against food insecurity in our community. Athletic, 33 goals on the year.
This is better, Joe, because they're moving it quicker.
Yep. Finding the open space, dissecting the defense a little bit better. Dispe plays it into the box for Edwards, tries to head it, goes right to Grankenberg.
There's another example of where the setup has come from. A couple of minutes ago, it was Scarlett playing it over the top. That time it was Dispe. Greenville will take that all day long. If Hartford's creativity is coming from deep, that's what Greenville wants, because there's not as much talent to create as there is further forward.
Mensa 1-on-3. Dispe missed it. Farrell did not.
Really good from Joe.
Now Njai. Next regular season game, if he dresses on Saturday and plays for Farrell, will be his 250th USL appearance. Here's DJ Benton, his 5th year in USL 1. He's played for 3 different teams before this. Chattanooga Red Wolves, North Carolina when they were USL 1, and 1 Knoxville. Rick Wright said the reaction of USL 1 to Greenville getting to the semis has been heartwarming.
Yeah.
They've heard from players, they've heard from coaches, everybody rooting for them. There's no envy from the rest of the league.
Love that.
They just want to see that team do well.
They're representing their division, aren't they?
Yeah, the entire league behind them.
Plus, as well, every player in League One in the USL, they know that there's a window out there.
Oh, nice ball by Angelina. Edwards tried to find Michi and knocked out of bounds by Lee. So it'll be a deep throw-in for Hartford. And it'll be Boubacar Njai to take it. They won't bring Seb Anderson over to throw it. There's Kyle Edwards on a heater. A Player of the Month nominee for August in the USL. So Njai will back up and try to launch this one at the box. Farrell and Dispe are there as potential targets. Farrell getting held. Goes back to Carriaga. His shot is blocked and cleared. Good job. And the ball played out by Hartford.
I thought that was really, really good from Greenville. The shape that they got themselves into when that ball was cleared, because immediately when Morera had it, he knew he wanted to go wide right, but that's great discipline from Greenville and their players to ensure there wasn't a free man for Hartford to find.
23 minutes in, no score. Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's favorite vodka for a reason. Distilled 6 times till it's just right. Tito's known for great vodka, giving back, and doing good for dogs. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Incorporated, Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly. John Forster, our producer tonight for the vacationing Sir Thomas of Stanwix. The inimitable Bobby Kaplan, our director, and our great Power Station crew. He's Mark Donaldson. I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. Pleased to be with you for this semifinal match on ESPN+.
I'm happy to be me if you agree with what I say. If you don't, I'm Phil Murphy.
I love Phil, but you're my guy. I mean, we've been here through thick and thin, and now we're
mainly thin.
We're here for the yes, exactly. I didn't
be...
want to say that, but nice takeaway by Hairston. Starts the counterattack with Edwards looking for space. Take it down, play on.
That's a foul.
DJ Benton got away with one there.
Yeah, that's a clear foul.
Scarlett battling with Mensah. Tricky dribble by Jordan to get away.
One too many.
Corvino gets it back. Pascal Corvino. Middle of the pitch it goes to Herrera. Swings it on the left side for Connor Evans. Good anticipation by Arturo Dispe. Now Hartford starts back the other way. Dispe into Greenville territory. No score here in the 25th minute. Hartford with one shot. Greenville with one shot. Greenville's shot was on target. Well, Hartford slows it down. Hairston orchestrating. You know, when you consider where Hartford was at the start of the year, for them to get to the Cup semifinals is a great accomplishment. But once you're here, you want to win it. You know, as Seals and Crofts once said, we may never pass this way again.
Wow! In 1745,
pretty
said
much.
That.
Yeah, I had the phonograph cranked up for that.
I remember doing the game against Detroit when they scored late to take it to a penalty shootout, and you kind of thought, is that the moment? They still had the chance to go to Rhode Island and do something, which they did, but they made it difficult for themselves. But that San Antonio win in the quarterfinals was their best performance.
Well, it was a classic performance.
Outstanding.
And they've had so many performances recently that you could put in the Loudon game here, even though Loudon's fallen on hard times. The New Mexico game, certainly the Rhode Island game here, 3-0, which was the one you alluded to.
I like what Rick Wright is doing. He's got a lone striker that's occupied by 3 centre-backs. So there's an extra 2 players for Hartford at the back. So he's basically ensuring that there's more bodies in the middle of the park for his side. So the interesting thing for that, you're not going to change shape if you're Hartford, because the 3 at the back has worked most of the season. But if you're going to have a lot of time on the ball, then identify one of your centre-backs that can maybe just step forward into that midfield area, because you don't need 3 at the back when you've got the ball and they're very deep.
Alyssa Pennington conferring with Chapa Herrera. Maybe conferring is a strong word. Hartford Athletic would like to thank Lux Bond and Green Jewelers since 1898, celebrating life's special moments.
We've finally seen a mistake from Zane Bubb, and it's taken 26.5 minutes, just overhitting that one, proving he's human. But the shop window's there, Joe.
Yeah.
This is a big game for these Greenville players. There's a lot of eyes on this match.
Njai seen a lot of the ball in the first 26 minutes or so. Hartford trying to attack down that left side with him and Galena. Michi, who was not selected, as we said, at Miami, didn't even get the joy of traveling to Florida.
Yeah, there's no direct private jets that take Hartford to away games, so that was a good decision. They didn't take him and Marlon Hairston.
Got to be Hartford, Atlanta, Miami, probably, right? Delta? You would think?
Skyscanner, whatever's cheapest for most teams, unless you got deals with airlines. Traveling costs so much in this league for all the teams.
Not so bad in USL 1, though. I think there's at least one team on the West Coast, and now they come up to Westchester and Portland. Dispe's header off the frame, fielded by Rankenberg. Former Georgia State star in his 3rd year with Greenville. His coach says he's more assertive this season, a better communicator. Last year, he and Seth Torman basically alternated every other match. As you look at Gunther, out of Marietta, Georgia, 6'3", 34 years old. Just all in black and assorted other colors.
I thought their penalty shootout win in the last round over Indy, their penalties were excellent. All of them converted, winning by 6-5 against Indy 11.
Yeah, the backup Seth Torman played the U.S. Open Cup shootout against Asheville City. Stopped 2 of 5 there. One save, actually, one hit of woodwork. Good play by Anthony Patty to keep it in. Number 2 in maroon and blue.
As an example, I was talking about the extra bodies in midfield, that they're able to just gain possession back like that.
Long throw. Angelina races for it with Bub, gets by him. Taken off the ball. Nice play by Herrera, who hustled back.
Busy little player, isn't he?
And then he gets taken down by Carriaga, and the foul is called. No score as we hit the half-hour mark.
It's probably the way that Rick Wright would have drawn it up, the way that he would have hoped that this first half would have gone. Limit Hartford to just a handful of chances and maybe have a shot from distance, because I saw that in a few of their games. They're not frightened to take a pot shot from far out.
Mensa with the header. Cleared away by very active Adrian Dispe. And Galena loses to Corvino of Greenville. Plays it back. Anthony Patty got the start tonight instead of the veteran, Tyler Polak. Good play by Anderson to take it away. Now here's Edwards, I should say. Here's Kyle. Plays it left, too short. Soft pass, but then a great hustle by Edwards to slow down the counter, but here they come. Here's that man, Bub. Settles. Drops the ball back. Benton. Aiming for Mensa. Headed away by Dispe. Shot from the middle, sails high.
But this is about the second ball. This is about Chapa Herrera winning that second ball, distributing it, getting the shot on target as well. And right now, Marlon Hairston is saying to his teammates, every single one of them, he's looking around, come on, this needs to be better. The second ball here after the header away by Dispe, it's not enough from Hartford. It's good from Herrera, but he's got time to do that. I asked Brendan Burt, when you and I spoke to him yesterday, is complacency a danger? I don't think this is complacency. I just think Hartford need to up the pace here.
No score. 32nd minute of play. Trinity Health Stadium. Crowd really hasn't had anything to cheer about yet. Anderson drops back to help facilitate to Farrell. Now Scarlett. Carriaga had 2 goals in the cup win. That's a relatively cheap foul on DJ Benton.
It's needless. You just keep playing on. That was a whistle that was unnecessary from the referee.
Dispe service. Doesn't get through. Hairston the second ball. Back flips it to Scarlett. Swings left to Njai. Plays it in. Headed down. Anderson sails it into the food court.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, though, because the midfield's too congested right now. And what we've seen from Njai, whether it's him playing or Samadia, they both like to get the ball in early if possible. And it's come back out, and it's a swing, and it's gone wild from Sebastian Anderson. But it's better from Hartford. There's a discrepancy in the middle of the park as far as numbers are concerned. So get it wide and get it in.
Your strategy. They swing it wide to the left.
Offside.
And the play called offside. First offside we've had tonight.
It was just a little bit of afters, I think, Dispe. But you shouldn't, no matter who you are, at any level of football, when you're furthest out wide looking along the line, you shouldn't be offside. Sometimes the pass is delayed and you don't have an option, but you've just got to check your run. Make sure that there's a defender who's closer to goal than you are, and that run wasn't checked. It was just continued, and the flag went up. On we go.
That was Rodrigo Robles, who referee Alyssa Pennington was talking to. And Galena gets away from Benton. Should be a throw-in for Hartford.
That's a corner.
No, it's a corner. First corner of the match.
It was weird, that one, Joe, because it hit the corner flag and then backspun back out for a corner kick.
So, in the 34th minute, it'll be Anderson. Hartford has scored on 3 corner kicks in the Jägermeister Cup, more than any other team.
We've seen them, what they do before. Joe Farrell's always a target. He usually goes back post, depending on the angle, either heads it back across goal or tries to go for goal himself. Dispe is a threat. Marlon Hairston's one to watch here if he goes near post for a flick.
Carriaga lined up for a potential short ball.
Oh. Dispe down.
Dispe finds his way to his knees. Looks to be okay.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah. You think?
Just
Doctor?
a hunch.
You think, Doctor?
Just a hunch. MD, don't call me MD for nothing.
Here's Anderson from the right of Rankenberg. Hartford looking to get on the board first. Good ball. Header. Overrun. Potential numbers for Greenville as they race up the pitch. Good job slowing that down. Junior Morera.
He did that on Saturday, Joe, when there were 3 players around him that could easily have got in. He was on your famous milk carton at the start of the season,
for a while,
wasn't he?
yeah.
Hadn't been seen for so long.
No, now he starts every game. Shots 2-2. Shots on target 1-0 Greenville. As we hit the 35th minute. Jägermeister Cup semifinals. The winner plays either Sacramento or Rhode Island for a trophy on October 10th, I believe it is. We'll find out tomorrow morning at 9:30 where the finals will be played. Mensah hits the turf. Trinity Health of New England's team of board-certified neurologists provides specialized comprehensive care for patients with brain, nerve, and spinal disorders. From their multidisciplinary stroke team to their world-renowned Mandel multiple sclerosis centers to their headache, pain, and epilepsy clinics, their state-of-the-art neuroscience units and experienced providers are here for your unique needs. That's trinityhealthofne.org/neuro. That's NEURO to learn more. Ball for Corvino, and taken off the ball by Scarlett. It'll be a Hartford throw-in. Let's check the out-of-town scoreboard. Told you there's one other game tonight. There you see it. Second half in Pawtucket. Rhode Island and Sacramento scoreless. You only play 90 or 90 plus, and then it's penalty kicks. And as Rick Wright said to me on the phone, it's basically a crapshoot. They've done well in that, though. Hartford has taken over the run of play, but really unable to convert into solid chances thus far.
Yeah, this will be delayed because there's 3 bodies on the ground. First for the original challenge, which I thought was a perfectly good decision by the referee. Didn't think it was a foul on Kyle Edwards. And then Alyssa Pennington giving Greenville the free kick 15 yards inside the Hartford half. This is textbook so far from Rick Wright, the Greenville Triumph coach, and his players. How frustrated, I don't know if you got a chance to ask him, how frustrated he is that they can't produce the results they get in this competition when they play in league play. Because
well,
if they did, they wouldn't be 11th.
He said they've gotten good bounces in the league and in the Jägermeister Cup, and in the league, everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. That's his exact quote.
Oh, it's more afters just now. It's Arturo Dispe is clashing this time with Zane Bubb. And this is all part of the plan. This is, if I'm Greenville and I'm coming to a side in a division ahead, I'm doing all this. This is what, there's nothing wrong with this. It's just, it's gamesmanship and it's slowing things down. Hartford's job is not to get involved.
Hartford has gotten 2 red cards in the Jägermeister Cup, although the Paniotu one came because he took too long to get off the pitch.
That was a nonsense second yellow.
Macangila got 2 yellows. I believe it was against Detroit.
You're right.
Zane Bubb looks okay.
Is that your doctor's opinion?
Yeah, without MD in my name.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine. Yes.
Dispe continuing the discussion. Bubb kind of used an arm to ward him off.
Dispe doesn't look many people in the eye, does he? He looks over their heads. He's got Bubb. Bubb's the same height.
Yeah, Bubb is listed as 6'5", as Arturo's only listed at 6'3", but I don't.
Oh, he's not.
That's like Sia's bigger than 6'5".
That's a 5'5" person measuring him, not being able to reach.
From about 10 yards inside of the midfield
stripe.
stripe.
Someone else has gone down.
Sent into the box.
After all that, again, a whistle that wasn't necessary, because if it had been the other way around, would it have been a penalty? No. This is what Greenville want to do. This is not what I want a referee to get involved in. But how else do you solve an issue that is clearly arising? You've got to find a way.
Start with in a way, though. It's good that we're starting to see a little angst. It means these teams are into this.
Oh, as they should be.
Yeah, it's a chance to play for a trophy next game,
And
or next cup game.
And I'll be honest, Joe, it hasn't looked like that from Hartford for the majority of this game.
No, it has not. There's an errant pass by Lee. Quick throw in by Hartford to Carriaga. Nice ball played to Anderson. Back to Carriaga. Tries to stay with it. Can't. Hairston swings it right.
Again, forcing it,
Sent
Moretta.
in, just too far.
Greenville are doing a really good job of not giving Hartford the time to do what they want to do. Hartford can get around this Greenville press by playing it quicker. That's one of the things I'm sure Brendan will say at halftime to his players. Play around them by playing it quicker.
Hartford regaining possession. Time of possession will be in Hartford's favor, but it'll be meaningless because they haven't really done anything with it. No, Deespay. Middle of the pitch, Carriaga tries to wheel left. Marked tightly, so he goes to Njai. Into the box, looking for a header. Sails out, trapped by Anderson. Plays to an open Hairston. Back to Anderson. Swings it wide to Deespay. Once again, Hartford stymied as they try to get something open by the 18.
That's a great description. Everybody behind the ball for Greenville, working hard.
Here's Angelina. Michi cuts it back. No lane to shoot. Plays to Hairston. Boy, they're closing up lanes quickly.
They are. I thought he might have had a split second to get that off, but he chose not to.
Now Njai. Babukar. In the middle. Almost looks like Hartford's waiting for the perfect shot.
But it's the low block, and there's very little space between the defence and the midfield. Hartford have got to find a way to try and exploit this.
Scarlett takes it deep. Now Hairston. Farrell open in the middle. Deespay open. Serves it in. Headed away by Bub. Trapped down by Anderson on the run.
Rinse and repeat.
Second verse, same as the first. Once again, Deespay looking for a header. Sails long.
Interesting there that the assistant on this near side, Matt Trotter, raised his flag. The ball went out before they thought they'd kept it in, but it's right at the corner flag. So back goes DJ Benton.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank our founding partner, Travelers. Thanks to Travelers.
Oh, sorry, Joe. There was an after. Pascal Corvino just lashed out at Babakar Njai there. I think Njai he was touching him or something. I don't think he was holding him, and Corvino just threw his arm. It's not here. It's up at halfway. And for me, there's nothing in it. But it's another example of a game that could get out of control. Benton, he kind of just get off me, that type of, like, if your little brother or your little sister
well, that's
is
what
at
Corvino
you.
showed Alyssa Pennington. He moved his arm down. Now they're going to give Hartford the throw in. Njai appealing, or are they going to go the other way?
No, it's as it was.
Okay.
The ball wasn't in play. It was just stopped. I thought it was rude to stop it in the middle of your read.
Corvino and Njai exchanging pleasantries. Rick Wright talking to the assistant referee.
That should be a Hartford ball. No official has any clue there as to where that were.
Let me finish this read while I can.
Please, yes.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank our founding partner, Travelers. You knew that. Thanks to Travelers, supporting partner of our community ticket program. Children from underserved communities throughout Greater Hartford are able to come to the matches free of charge. Haven't seen much continuity at this end of the pitch for Greenville, but now they're in the box. Blocked by Anderson.
Oh,
Anderson might have gotten away with one there.
That's worth another look. She's given a goal kick. I thought it was either a penalty or a corner, and Greenville players are saying, you cannot be serious there.
Rick Wright now appealing to the fourth official, J.C. Griggs. Hartford got away with one.
Hopefully we'll get a replay of that challenge, because Hartford have had a penalty call in the first half which wasn't given.
And Galena taken off the ball by Corvino.
Junior Morera's gone in there, and that's that little anxious look. Deespace kind of said, "Hi, you, be careful." I think that's one that might have got away.
I don't think we're going to have much stoppage time here, right?
Who knows? But the last 10 minutes have been very stop-start. Just going back to that incident, it's either a corner or a Greenville penalty. It's not a goal kick. That's what I don't understand. Referee and assistants got to be careful they don't lose control of this one. They started off well, but there's been a little bit of bad behaviour from the players that hasn't really been punished.
And Galena with Edwards. And as I thought, 1 minute of stoppage time. Cariaga outside to Anderson. Gets it back. Once again, Greenville doing a terrific job suffocating Hartford.
Outstanding.
Dispay in the box. Edwards tried to backheel it from Morera. That didn't work, and it's cleared out.
I mean, this isn't FIFA 2025 from Kyle Edwards. Control the ball. Bring other players into it. Don't try these flicks and tricks. It just hasn't stuck in the final third for Hartford. Edwards has been anonymous so far. Now they've pushed Junior Morera a little bit further forward, and he's got the ball.
Into stoppage time. No score.
Another ball.
Too far. Bub gets it. Looking for the quick counter, but Hartford has two men back. Dispay will head it back to Siaha.
There's another example, Joe, at the other end that we've just seen. Why play that ball in to a guy who's 6'5" and is just going to have easily take advantage of it defensively? The quality has been not good enough from Hartford, considering what they've produced of late.
Here's Angelina. Can't carry it. Ricci gets it back as we approach the end of stoppage time. Hartford retreating instead of going north-south. They're pretty much going south. Here's a long ball played, fielded by Gunther Rankenberg, and that's going to do it. So a stalemate after 45 minutes. Only one shot on target. They came early from Greenville. Quick impression of the first half?
Not good enough from Hartford. They've got to be quicker, and it's been absolutely outstanding, the game plan from Rick Wright and from Greenville.
Halftime, we are scoreless in the USL Jägermeister Cup semifinals. We'll come back with the halftime stats next here on ESPN+.
If anyone thinks cancer is going to define you, they've got another thing coming. We know you are more than someone healing their heart. At Trinity Health, we know the importance of seeing the person behind the patient, the fear, the joy, the journey. Bringing you the expert medical teams and state-of-the-art technological advancements of a national health system, along with the personalized care that helps you feel better. Because we see all of you.
The Great Fire of 1835 forced most insurance companies to close, but not us. The day our founders pitched in to pay every claim is the day the Hartford became the Hartford.
We were not invited on that vehicle. It is halftime here at Trinity Health Stadium. No score, but despite that, Mark, our crack crew has come up with some highlights.
Yeah, and it's been a really well-coached first half from Rick Wright. And the early opportunity, I mean, that's miles out. The goalkeeper's 5-6 yards off his line. It's worth a hit. And Mensah certainly catches it well. And the goalkeeper, Anthony Siaha, with the save. Then here's the opportunity from a free kick. I mean, it's Cariaga, he's fouled, it's Evan Lee, goes into the book. It's the right decision there. Don't need to tell the referee what to do, Samuel. But the free kick, like many other things, hasn't resulted in anything from Hartford. They've had one corner, that was not very good. And at the other end, Greenville are able to do a little bit more with less of the ball. Hartford's problem is that teams come here and are far more expressive, and Hartford usually find a way. This is not an expressive side, Greenville. They don't need to be. They come here to try and snatch one or to try and get to penalties. Set plays might be Hartford's best chance of a goal. Hartford need far more for them, Michi Engalina, because so far, him and Kyle Edwards, pretty much anonymous.
As we said during the run of play in the first half, possession belongs to Hartford, but that doesn't tell the story of the first 45.
I mean, for me, there has to be good possession on just possession. That's 65%, but very little has troubled the goalie.
We'll hear from Jack Paniotu coming up at the half. No score in the Jägermeister Cup semifinals on ESPN+.
We don't stop chanting, we don't stop drumming,
yelling and screaming and chanting.
We'll follow them wherever, pretty much. That's just the love that we have for our team.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Get double points this fall at Best Western.
3 ice-cold Jägermeister shots, please. Those look warm.
Serve it cold, or don't serve it at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold.
One-timer! And the kickers are on the board. Ollie Wrights. It's Portland pumping ahead 2-1.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized health care that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
USL News and Notes, one of the best players in league history now, wearing the green and white. Charleston, the second team to get to the postseason. And congratulations to Augie Williams and the 100 Goal Club. We'll look back at the Jägermeister Cup, but first we hear from Jack Paniotu.
So for a Massachusetts kid, what was it like to play for the Revs?
It was awesome. I mean, it's everything I dreamed of as a kid. Obviously, I'm from the area, and I used to watch games, go to games, and to be out there playing, it was awesome.
Now, you're a Georgetown guy, and you scored a goal at UConn. a couple of years ago.
I did.
What was that year like playing in the Big East play for Georgetown?
It was good. It was a really great year. Interestingly, that goal I scored was it helped Creighton get in, and they beat us in the final. So maybe
maybe not so smart.
Yeah, it's one of them I wish I could take back. But it was good. My dad went to UConn. I'm obviously from Boston, and I've been down to Connecticut a bunch. So
okay, great.
Being here.
What is it about USL debuts for you? Because for Rhode Island you get 2 assists, and for Hartford you get 2 goals.
I don't want to correct you, but it was just 1 assist on the Rhode Island debut. I don't know.
It did say in the notes that you got 2, so just.
All right. Well, anyway, it's good. Yeah, it's important to make a good first impression, and I'm hoping to continue scoring and getting assists.
But you also got something else. Explain what the referee kind of said to you, because you came over. If it's the far side, I understand, right? You go to the far side, you walk around the pitch, but you're that side. Did he say you have to go off at that specific thing, or did he kind of just say nothing and give you a red card for your second yellow?
I mean, he told me that he was saying to go to the near side, but the refs that I looked at on the half line were telling me to come to them, and that's kind of what I just know to do. I don't know. I was kind of clapping to the fans a little bit. I was obviously happy with the debut, so I didn't hear anything, but he just came over, and I was obviously very confused and upset. But
didn't spoil it, though, did it?
No, it's all right.
No, of course not. What's the biggest change in competition level? What's the toughest thing to adjust to from USL to MLS?
Yeah, I mean, the physicality in USL is honestly very good, and the speed at times it can be even a little more hectic than MLS is. So for me, I felt even last year when I went to Rhode Island and then I got called back, the MLS games felt very similar, even though maybe the quality is a little bit different. For me, being in there, the speed's very similar, and I'm ready for the pace of the game, and I was able to do well in both.
How important is it to have rivalries in the game in this area in the Northeast? You've come from the Revs, you've played for Rhode Island, you're now here at Hartford. It means that fans, I mean, where I'm from in Scotland, away fans are at every single game. Here, you play against Monterey, just down the road. So you play against Rhode Island, you play against the Revs, you can get fans there. How big a rivalry, how big a help can that be to kind of set up this head-to-head fan rivalry?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I think we have 2 games against Rhode Island, too. And last year, Hartford was a big rival of theirs. So this is definitely an interesting move, and I'm curious to see how they're going to, respond to me when I'm there. But from my perspective, I just want to, do well to help this team because I'm a Hartford player now, and I'm looking forward to a good season.
This is 2 years in a row, Jack, that you've been loaned out, and it's happened in the middle of the year. What's the adjustment like? What's the toughest part about that?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, obviously I got to leave my house back at home and come live in a new place and have a whole new team, plays a different formation, different style. But at the end of the day, it's just soccer, just playing the game that I enjoy, and it's really good for me to continue to get games as a young player. So I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah. What made you go viral as a 12-year-old? I read about that. What did you do?
I think it was 2 things. So first, I went to Bayern Munich and trained, which was interesting, and then I did a bunch of skill videos off of that. So I think they kind of had both of those, and the internet was going crazy at the time. So I don't know. It was interesting. I didn't know kind of why. I was just kind of doing these skill videos because this guy worked with the club that I was part of. But it all kind of took off.
And my last question: have you found a good Shake Shack around here?
I found one yesterday. Actually.
You did?
I didn't go. I went to Whole Foods instead because I'm eating healthier. But
there's one at the mall, isn't there?
There's a Shake Shack in West Hartford.
Really?
So yeah,
I'll have to check it out. My teammates back at Revs, they still make fun of me for that news.
For this story, and then
I had like 20 minutes of interviews, and they took that one.
Oh, of course.
I'm just to see what they'll take.
What they're do out of this.
Yeah, we'll see.
One final thing from me: Jordan Scarlett's put a target 5 goals for himself this season, and he's got his first. What was your target before your debut, and has that changed now as far as goals are concerned?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, one of my main targets is helping this team make the playoffs and make a good run in the playoffs. But one of the other things I set for myself is 10 goal contributions for the season. But I'm hoping that I may even have more than that, but that for me is kind of like really what I want to get, and then if they get even more off of that. But like I said, the biggest thing is getting wins for this team and doing what I can.
If anyone thinks cancer is going to define you, they've got another thing coming. We know you are more than someone healing their heart. At Trinity Health, we know the importance of seeing the person behind the patient, the fear, the joy, the journey. Bringing you the expert medical teams and state-of-the-art technological advancements of a national health system, along with the personalized care that helps you feel better. Because we see all of you.
The Great Fire of 1835 forced most insurance companies to close, but not us. The day our founders pitched in to pay every claim is the day the Hartford became the Hartford.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Trinity Health Stadium. Second half of our game tonight brought to you by the good folks at LDI Connect. We are scoreless as we head for the second 45. Anthony Siaha had to make one stop. So you don't change anything if you're Greenville Triumph, obviously. Yeah. If you're Hartford, what do you do to break free?
Okay, I was having to think about this at halftime. You don't need to make changes as far as personnel is concerned to tweak a formation. You can easily move the spare centre back in possession into midfield to give you that extra body in there. I was down in Miami on Saturday when Panayotou scored and then came off soon afterwards. He said, that's all I've got. Whatever he's got or thinks he's got, he should be getting tonight. He's one that can maybe change things for Hartford, because you can expect more of the same from Greenville. Hartford have to be better.
Supporters across the way with the large flag. And second 45 underway. A ticket to the Jägermeister Cup final on the line if we're tied after 90 minutes. We go penalty kicks. They try to free Edwards, but Brandon Fricke has him locked up like he did for much of the first half. You know, you mentioned this, Mark. We mentioned Michi and Galena's name early in the half, but not much later, and certainly not enough of Kyle Edwards, Hartford's leading goal scorer, with 9.
Greenville have done really well at doing something that Hartford have done really well at doing of late, and nullifying the threat of the opposition. You've got to find a way if you're Hartford. And Michi maybe on the right-hand side.
Played that ball off of Connor Evans into the technical area.
Give him a run.
Both teams stay the same. Dispe just knocks it intended for Engelina, not even close. Anthony Patty's going to walk up to midfield until they tell him to stop. They've moved Ropapa Mensah to the left side to try to free him up. Here's Mensah. He and Robles on the same side.
Oh, that should have gone Hartford's way.
Dispe called for the foul. He's not happy.
No, Dispe was fouled first. I just hope at the end of this game, whether it's after 90 or after penalties, that we're not talking about the match officials playing a huge role in how this game has been decided.
Talking to a couple of people at the half about that potential penalty in the box, and they agreed. They thought it was a good play made by Zane Bub.
Yeah, what about the other one for Greenville?
Yeah, not much discussion about that.
Yeah, funny that. I'm sure those watching with a penchant for Greenville would have said that should have been a penalty.
With a what?
Penchant.
Pension?
Penchant. Listen to you, Philistine.
Played into the box. Cleared out of there. And Galena back to help the defensive effort. And he sends it upfield. Race for the ball. Won by Corvino, who sends it back to Gunther Rankenberg. Not required to make a save in the first half. 18 is Connor Evans, Stanford grad.
You know who Hartford's missing tonight, big style? Momo Dieng.
Yeah.
And look, you got a bid, a good amount. That deal had to be done. It's the way football works. Bring someone in for nothing, you sell them for a profit. This might need Haji Bari for the last 20 minutes.
Golden Boot winner in 21. Player of the year in the league. Moreira in the middle of the park.
Too slow. 3 touches from Njai. 3 touches from Moreira. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So slow.
Hartford being way too deliberate. These tries to change the field.
There's a diagonal, Joe, that is played to Junior Moreira, who's probably given up 6 inches.
Well, by the time it gets there, Benton has him covered like a glove.
There you go. He's got the run on him as well. So the quality of possession from Hartford needs to be better, but it needs to be done at far better and quicker speed than it has been.
Just the start of things. Second half. Greenville triumph in Hartford Athletic. The foul is called on Cariaga, who does not agree with the call of Alyssa Pennington. So this will be Zane Bub, who is extremely active in the first 45. The Charlotte native. Well-traveled in college. Central Florida, Virginia Tech, and North Florida. And taking his time to get the restart going here. Again, they're not stalling. They're being deliberate, and that's what they want to do. Farrell gets clipped. Nothing called. Evans traps it. Plays it up the right side. Race for the ball. Njai and Benton. Throw in for Hartford. Got a Greenville player down at the top of the D.
Yeah, that was the challenge by Farrell that Greenville thought should have been certainly something that was looked at.
Rodrigo Robles went down in pain, but he's up.
There's that look from Joe Farrell, that kind of split second. He's not been penalised for that, has he? And he wasn't.
Fans, join us for the penultimate home match of the regular season, Saturday, September 20th against Pittsburgh at 7 o'clock. Noche Latina will be celebrated, and everybody's favorite, $2 beer, $1 hot dog night. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at hartfordathletic.com.
Right, Joe. Next possession, this possession. Look for options at Hartford half.
And Galena can't get there first. Second ball belongs to Hartford. Nice pass. Swing it to the right to Ed Galena.
Much better.
One touch into the box. Michi gets it back. Serves it far post for Marrero, but just DJ Benton too big for him. Hartford maintaining possession. Looking a little more active here to start the second half.
Good Thomas on Cariaga. He's not 100%.
He's hobbling.
Yep.
Right at the 18. Crossfield to Angelina.
But look, it slowed down again.
Yeah.
When it sped up, Hartford looked threatening.
Hartford.
And now they end up back with Siaha when they were inside the opposition 18-yard box.
Yeah, just not clicking offensively for the green and white tonight so far. But give credit to Greenville.
Oh, yeah, but
come up with a terrific game plan.
Do you know what? That's a ball that doesn't look much, but it gets them turned. Most of this game has been played with Greenville with the ball in front of them. they need to get the defenders turned, Hartford. And now they've got an ability to play a long throw in from a simple ball forward that had to be cleared away by Brandon Fricke.
Njai to throw it from the east sideline. 52nd minute of the match, no score. Hartford Athletic from USL, Greenville from USL 1. Never gets there. Corvino heads it away. That's a wasted opportunity. And they're going to call Ropapa Mensah for the foul in the middle of the park.
It's taken from the wrong spot. That's why the whistle is gone. What chance that in, say, an hour's time, we'll have penalty shootouts in both semi-finals after 0-0 draws? Because after 82 minutes in Pawtucket, it's still goalless between Rhode Island and Sacramento.
Here you see the 28-year-old from Ghana.
Come on.
Brendan Burke starting to walk up the sideline.
How does he still have a decent set of hair? Because there's so many times, and not just him, I'm sure Rick's the same, just gets so frustrated by the little things.
Angelina sprints to the right, gets to the line, but has nowhere to go with it. Knocks it off the side of the cage. He was hemmed in that time by Robles and Bub, so it'll be a goal kick for Gunther Rankenberg. Hartford still looking for that first shot on target here in the 54th minute of play.
At home against the side that are 11th in the league below. Look, it's not about how you play in a cup tie. There's no point playing brilliantly if you get knocked out by a smash and grab. But you want to be able to play better than this to give yourself more of an opportunity to win.
Here's Carriaga.
That's the ball.
Scott Anderson open on the right channel. Cuts it back. Now double teamed. Tries to spin around Connor Evans. Goes over. Should be a corner kick for Hartford. It is second of the match.
It's good from Anderson, but he had an opportunity to get it in a lot earlier.
Slow to get up. Let's watch Anderson's movements again.
So the Greenville player who was hurt making the challenge that led to the corner has just rolled back onto the pitch, Anthony Patti, the Brazilian, to try and get treatment. I mean, it's gamesmanship, and you do everything you can to frustrate, to annoy.
Well, he's being successful.
Yeah, but look,
say that.
It's not illegal.
No, of course not. Carriaga from the corner to the left of Gunther Rankenberg. Hartford desperate to get on the board first here. Do a little gardening with the flag. Served in, header save, rebound, cleared. Farrell got a head on it. Here's Anderson. Plays it off a Greenville player, and Triumph takes it away.
What were we talking about in the first half about second balls? Whether it's in the middle of the park or whether it's off the goalkeeper, got to get there quicker. Much better from Hartford. It was a super delivery. Joe Farrell once again the target, but nobody there for scraps from a Hartford perspective.
The Fix is Connecticut's premier standalone IV vitamin therapy boutique, offering customized intravenous vitamin infusions and intramuscular vitamin injections that maximize health, performance, and recovery, with all services administered by licensed registered nurses. Located in West Hartford Center, visit thefixivtherapy.com to learn more. That was Hartford's best opportunity of the match. Looking for their fourth corner kick goal in Jägermeister Cup competition. Let's get another look at it here while we
This is something they practice a lot. It's the movement of Joe Farrell, just getting across the defender with the late run. It looked like it was Evan Lee he got in front of. But once you get the header and it's saved, there has to be someone who's proactive, expecting something might happen rather than waiting for a goalkeeper save, and then it's cleared.
Looking for the cutting in Galena, but Connor Evans there to head it away. Hartford couldn't get it on the second ball.
Carriaga didn't fancy that.
Now Robles on the left. Rodrigo Robles plays in the middle. Now back to the midfielder Evans. And they'll slow the tempo down to Patty. It's a Greenville team that is tactically sound. Better tactical team, Brendan Burke said, than the other USL 1 teams Hartford's played. Portland, Hearts of Pine, and Westchester SC. Here's a nice ball into the box for Lee. Plays it across. Here's a shot. And it goes wide by Mensah. Far too much open space for Ropapa Mensah. He had Siaha beat to the far side, but couldn't tuck it in the near post.
Joe, you and I are right behind that one. And that is, look at this. It just bends and then just goes the wrong side. You could see his reaction, how close that was. That's on Deespay. Deespay had gone forward, didn't get back quick enough, and he knew when that ball was played to Evan Lee that he was in trouble.
Hartford just kicks it out of bounds in the back of Brendan Burke's chair.
This is why coaches get paid what they get paid. They've taken the throw in quickly.
A little too quickly and a little too far up the line for...
Yeah, well, it wasn't taking the right place. There's a decision to be made. Do you need 3 centre-backs? If you were to go to a 4 to get an extra body in midfield, is that something you do? Or is the personnel here good enough, without any substitutions just yet, to penetrate the Greenville defence? Because right now, that was a simple ball over the top and an effort that just went wide of Siaha's left-hand post.
Now Evans plays for Benson, displaced from the ball, cleared away to Hairston. Scarlett has to cut it back in the middle to Hairston. Greenville attack, looking long over the top for Engalina. Can Beachy catch up to it? Yes. Can he get around Evans? No.
It's good from Evans.
Nice play by Connor Evans. Back in the counter. Here's Rodrigo Robles, but Deespay says no way and steals it. 59th minute of play, no score. Deespay swings it left to Morera. Junior sends it in. Edwards can't get a piece of it.
But let's talk about that. What have we been asking for? You have 3 centre-backs against 1 striker. When you've got the ball, get one of your centre-backs to go forward. Deespay's played in that position before. That's much more like it. He's the one that says, I've got this. Get forward. He's the one that then puts it in from a more advanced role. That's what Hartford need to do. The key to them actually going ahead tonight might come from one of their more adventurous centre-backs.
That's probably Farrell or Deespay. Here's one touch in the middle for Carriaga. His shot is deflected. Oof. Punch to keep it alive. And good play by Rankenberg to save it from being a corner. Excellent. To a deep throw-in. Boy, Gunther Rankenberg. Called a good shot stopper with a great build by head coach Rick Wright. No substitutions thus far as we hit the 60th minute. Hartford plays it back to Scarlett. He serves it in, looking for the header. Only Greenville there to clear it away. And Galena hustles to get it. Play it back to Deespay. Turns to his right into Greenville territory. Once again, they have 2 guys back, and Galena's really not been able to get the ball clearly tonight. That time it was Anthony Patty from Feira de Santana, Brazil. 61st minute. Shots are now 5-3 Hartford, but on target, 1 apiece. The Farrell header on the corner kick, the only shot on target for Athletic. Now Edwards on the right, tries to run under it. And once again, cleared up the pitch and out of bounds. Flourish Catering, proud to be the official catering partner of Hartford Athletic. They provide healthy and delicious catering, meal prep, and takeout. Visit them online at flourishhartford.com or stop by their flyby location at 72 New Park Avenue in Hartford.
I'm not surprised that 1 or 2 Greenville players are starting to get cramped because the effort that they have put in to this game so far, and starting off with Ropapa Mensah in attack. The defending has started from the front. But all Hartford need is 1 look, 1 chance. But what they have to be careful, Joe, and you and I have seen this on a fair few occasions, Hartford with possession inside the final third, whether it's from a throw or a corner or another set play, they lose possession. We saw it recently, didn't we, when Hartford lost a goal that started with them in possession. They've got to be careful, and I'm not sure I would be leaving one-on-one with Mensah, even although you have got the goalkeeper, because that's what led to the concession of a goal in the home defeat recently.
You look at Marlon Hairston and Chapa Herrera in a conversation. Now Alyssa Pennington's going to get involved. They're in a stoppage time in Pawtucket. No score between Rhode Island and Sacramento in the other semifinal.
Yeah, for those that involve themselves and are interested in expected goals, when the two teams combined have an expected goals tally of 0.59 between them, it doesn't say much.
We got our first sub, the Englishman, Ivan Ajakwa, into the game for Anthony Patty. Ajakwa has played in 3 Jägermeister Cup games, started 2 of them. Here's the throw-in in the box. Ball is free, cleared out. It's a swarming Greenville defense when the ball gets near the 18. Deespe is going to try to send it left. Here's a header, played in.
That's actually a really good block by Brandon Fricke. He's done just enough to not get the attention of the referee. Is it a foul? Maybe, but it's a difficult one to give as a penalty. It's an easy one, I think, to give for a referee outside the box. And my complaint there is if a foul is a foul outside the box, it should also be one inside the box. But there was no attempt on the ball by the Hartford player. There was a challenge, and 9 referees out of 10 are not going to give that as a penalty kick.
Fricke shoots it on the right, looking for Corvino of Greenville. Taken away by Babukar Njai. Has some problems with it now. Plays it up the field where it's caught by the omnipresent Zane Bubb. Herrera can't trap. Side booted out of there.
I think they've gone to a flat 4 and they've moved Evan Lee.
Boy, Fricke just treated Marrero like a fly, knocking him out of there.
Evan Lee's now a centre back playing alongside Zane Bubb. Fricke's now gone back. That's one to watch.
Here's Mensah. Swings it on the right, played in. Siaha makes the save off the deflection. Good entry by Ajakwa. Hartford getting some sub-readies. Look like Jonathan Jimenez will be the first sub in. Deespe with a long run. Bangs it off of Evans. Good hustle by Arturo for a Hartford throw-in.
All it takes is a touch near post and you could have more success than you actually do.
Then they're going to wait for Sebastian Anderson to throw it in. Westfield Bank, the regional community bank, focused on its customers and their financial security. The communities we share and the teams we root for. Westfield Bank. What better banking's all about, online at westfieldbank.com. Member FDIC. An hour 5 in, no score. Here's Hairston for Anderson. Couldn't get a header on it. Carriaga couldn't trap. Swings it out to Scarlett. His left footer off the side of DJ Benton. Make that Njai, and he chases it down for a Hartford throw-in. So Jimenez will come in for Marrera for Hartford. Jonathan Jimenez making his 5th appearance in 6 games. Good hustle again by Junior Marrera. The one thing you know about Marrera, he's going to give you a good defensive effort and go hard as long as he's in there. So Jimenez coming in a little bit more offensive-minded than Marrera. Hartford can't penetrate that Greenville defense.
That's just poor quality. You've got an opportunity under no pressure to deliver a ball higher than that. You can't beat the first man.
Joe Farrell way up here. Being watched by Ajakwa. Jimenez covering in the back. Arcing throw. Second and third headers by Farrell. Edwards. Carriaga can't control. Cleared away. Here's Ropapa Mensah.
If that was played first time in the middle, it was trouble.
Sends it across. He's looking for Robles. Dangerous ball. Siaha off the line to get it. Hartford almost a little bit too lackadaisical there. Hartford trying to go direct to Edwards, but Mark, there's always two, sometimes three maroon shirts around him.
It's a good point, Joe, and if that's the case, he needs better support, Kyle Edwards, if he does get possession.
Now in Galena. Anderson almost trips over the ball. Engelina plays it to Sebastian, handball. So it'll be Greenville free kick here in the 68th minute of a scoreless match.
Full time in the other game, so that's going to penalties.
That'll be a tension convention. You watch Anderson here with the handball.
Not heard that one before.
Oh, come on.
Tension.
You haven't heard tension convention?
No.
Where have you been living, my boy?
Well, Scotland for 33 years of my life.
And now the mean streets of Connecticut.
For 15.
Let's see who that one's called off of. Nice job that time by Engelina to knock it off of Connor Evans. Who will break through first? Will anybody break through first? Or will it be left to the dreaded penalty kicks to decide a winner? There's a trip on Greenville, so Hartford will get a restart in Greenville territory. Is Pascal Carvino not agreeing with the Alyssa Pennington call? I don't know if I could pound those drums for 90 minutes.
Who holds your beer?
Nobody. If it's Captain Morgan, though, somebody can hold it.
Oh, okay. Weren't with you for 3 years? Didn't know that.
Oh,
Captain
yeah.
Morgan. Other spirits are available.
Into the box, a header, and a goal! It's the veteran, Joe Farrell, and Hartford scores first in the 70th minute. Now that was a beautiful entry.
Never has Brass Bonanza been so welcomed since the Whalers were playing. What a delivery. We said in the first half, the way this game was going, it's about set-piece quality. Look what it means for Joe. It's a brilliant ball in. The flag stays down, quite rightly so. And it's interesting because Hartford wanted to take that free kick quickly, but instead it was taken from the wrong spot. So then they had time to get everybody forward. And Joe Farrell, what did we say about 50 minutes ago? A centre back from Hartford. If they score, there's a good chance that their involvement will be crucial. Look what's happened. 20 to go, Hartford ahead.
Didn't quite see who got that delivery, but Farrell got behind Fricky, perfectly timed. And you know, Farrell and Jordan Scarlett were the two veterans who Brendan Burke said would be the experienced guys, and Farrell pays it off. 1-0 Hartford.
Let me give you an analogy of this game right now. Hartford have just put a birdie on the scorecard by sending the drive way to the right-hand side and then somehow managing to get down in two from there. No diagrams on a scorecard, Hartford ahead, and now Greenville have to come out, have to take chances, have to take a gamble, and will leave space. They could still equalise because they've got nothing to lose, but now Hartford have got an opportunity to exploit something they haven't had so far, and that's space in the opposition box.
Sebastian Anderson with the service, Joe Farrell with the delivery on goal, and Hartford the 1-0 lead. Now Herrera. Going to see a little more urgency here from Greenville Triumph as they're chasing one. DJ Benton plays it back. Brandon Fricke. You wonder if we'll see Ben Zukowski, who's got 3 goals. And Galena tried to play it up ahead for Anderson, but a nice job done there by Evan Lee in the back line. Here's Herrera dribbling left to right. Njai runs over a player, and that's going to be a yellow on Babukar Njai in the 73rd minute.
Before every Hartford fan watching gets too excited, Greenville trailed in the quarterfinal at Indy 11. Romario Williams in the 55th minute. And it took them until the 90th minute to get back on level terms with an own goal. Njai penalised there. Hartford's concentration levels have got to be 100% here. There will be another change for Hartford, and Beverly Makangila will be coming on shortly, but not before this free kick is taken.
So this potentially dangerous set piece for Connor Evans. Maybe some 30 yards out to the left of Anthony Siaha. Farrell from Anderson to give Hartford the advantage. Sent in, header goes wide, and they score! They tie it up! It was going wide, and then I think that's Evan Lee, and just like that, we're even at 1, as you were saying.
Just as Rick Wright is preparing a double change to have more of a goal. Another set play in this game, another goal. And here it is to the back post. It's poor marking by Deespe. It's headed down by Bub, and no one picks up Evan Lee. That's a massive goal. To do so, having just gone behind, you say teams are at their most vulnerable when they've just gone ahead. And that's exactly what's happened here. And the joy of Brass Bonanza and Hartford scoring with 20 minutes to go, totally nullified now by Greenville doing what they did at Indy 11, going behind and getting back on level terms. And now the double change.
Zeke Soto will come in for Pascal Corvino. And also Ben Zukowski will come into the game. He's got 3 goals on the season. He actually comes in for Corvino. We'll see who Soto comes in for.
You got to do your job, Joe, from a set play. And for the Hartford goal, Brandon Fricke just misjudged the flight of the ball, got punished because the man in behind him had made a great run, Joe Farrell. So that's on Fricke at one end from Anderson's delivery. And then from that one, the header back by Bub. He's got far too much time. It's a shocker from Deespe, who's just let him get the header back across goal, and no one picking up Evan Lee for the equalizing goal.
Price Chopper, an official partner of Hartford Athletic. Soccer fans save 15% with your Advantage Edge card off general admission tickets to all Hartford Athletic home games at Trinity Health Stadium. Visit PriceChopper.com for more details on this amazing offer. It looked like that was going to sail wide, but nobody picked up Evan Lee, who does not have a goal this year in any competition. Get a look at the far side. So we're all even. Robles has come off. That's who Michael Gonzalez, the Fresno, California native, has come in for. Rankenberg trying to go over the top. And Soto gets clobbered. Jimenez sends him into the fence. That's going to be at least a yellow on Jimenez.
Why is Siaha involved again? Every time. Nothing to do with you. Get back in your goal. And now he's deciding to try and flail his arms, move players around, get out the way. Every single week when there's something controversial that happens. Sacramento are through to the final. Rhode Island eliminated on penalties. We still don't know who Sacramento's opponent will be. The location and the venue will be tomorrow morning at 9:30 when the draw is made.
Boy, that was a hard push to Zeke Soto.
It looked like, and I might be wrong, it looked like the initial contact was when the ball was still in play. It's like one of those in the NFL when the quarterback tries to take it out of bounds, and whether the contact is when he's still in bounds or whether it's just after he goes out of bounds.
Connor Evans talking to the fourth official, J.C. Griggs. Soto looks to be okay.
Which is the main thing.
Which is the main concern.
Not much of a runoff here.
Tended to by the trainer, Isabella Wyckoff. One apiece goals 4 minutes apart by two guys from the back line. Joe Farrell for Hartford, Evan Lee for Greenville Triumph. No card issued.
I think that's the right decision. I think the officials got that one spot on, because I think the contact, even although what happened afterwards to Zeke Soto was unfortunate, I think that was just a header that was made in bounds. It was momentum that took him, unfortunately, where it took him. And that's what the officials thought as well, because the throw was what was awarded, not a free kick.
Right. So Hartford's got to pick itself up off the ground after taking the lead that lasted a mere 4 minutes.
I'd be looking at Panayotou now.
Giveaway by Hartford on the far side. Here's Ajakwa. Nice tackle by Edwards. Now Carriaga. Swings it left to Jimenez. Tries to cut it back in the middle. Nice pass to Edwards. Edwards swings it square to Anderson. Tees it up. Deflected. It'll be a Hartford corner. They've had all three corner kicks in the match.
Do you remember we were talking just before Greenville had the free kick and that Beverly Makangila was coming on? Well, Makangila didn't come on. Now there's a different change indeed. Owen Prestis, that's an interesting one. I'm intrigued to see who he's coming on for. And there's your answer.
Enjoy. So Owen Prestis, who was away with U.S. under-20 training, the 19-year-old from New Albany, Ohio, comes in. Corner kick for Athletic. To be taken by Carriaga. Njai gets a big round of applause from the fans on the near side as he walks by him. Here's the corner. In the air, and a good job by Rankenberg.
Yeah, really good
to elevate and get it. Dayhill Dome is the place to play. Open to all ages and abilities. Rent their facility to run your own program or register for one of theirs. Either way, they welcome everyone to experience the best sports facility in the region. Visit dayhilldome.com to learn more. Equal at 1 here in the 81st minute. The Jägermeister semis. Ball played behind the goal, off the tents. Behind the goal at the north end, so it'll be a Hartford goal kick.
Here's something you don't see very often. Rhode Island didn't score a single goal in a penalty shootout. You just looked at me as if to say, that can't be right. They lost the penalty shootout 3-0. They missed all their penalties.
Wow.
That'll hurt.
Remember the shootout with Detroit where the first 4 kicks didn't go in, 2 for each side?
Yeah, and the Indy 11 against Greenville shootout in the last round, the first 10 penalties were all scored. Corner kick.
Players go tumbling on the far side. Corner number 4 for Hartford here in the 82nd minute is Hartford will line it up, and it'll be Sebastian Anderson. Once again, they bring Deespay and Farrell up. It was Joe Farrell's header that put Hartford in front in the 70th minute, only to be answered 4 minutes later by an Evan Lee goal that went high into the upper panel. Let's see what Anderson has in his right boot. Swings it in, on the ground, cleared, rebound shot, knocked away. Anderson will play it first. Offside Hartford.
No, there's a man down. There's a man down, and because it's a head knock, the referee has stopped the play. It was Michael Gonzalez originally who put a brilliant block in. So this is going to restart with a Hartford drop ball.
Marlon Hairston's doing a lot of chat now. Him and DJ Benton are discussing things. Deespay in there.
This is frustrating for Hartford. But the problem you've got with a head knock, by the letter of the law, play should be stopped. And the fact is that the player would then be playing everybody onside because he's down inside the 6-yard box right at the goal line, complicates matters even further. So
it's a Zane Bubb, by the way.
Yeah. It's annoying, really annoying from a Hartford perspective that play has been stopped in a really attacking position because...
And I think that's what Hairston's trying to...
Yeah, but...
What are you going to do?
There's nothing really you can do.
Right. You look at some of the young fans here.
If that ball comes back in, and say, for example, it hits Bubb on the ground and goes in, the referee's going to get dog's abuse for not stopping the play for a head knock. So she's done what she had to do there. It's just frustrating from a Hartford perspective that where they had the ball.
Bubb is up.
So Alyssa Pennington, the referee, should drop the ball right where Hartford had it.
Which will be equidistant between the edge of the 18.
But they're up against 10 men now.
Right.
Because Bubb has to go off because he received treatment. So he has to go off before he can come back on. So, yes, not ideal for Hartford, but now they've got an opportunity in this position up a man.
Anderson will be the recipient of the drop ball. High arcing serve. It's not going to do much of anything except get headed away by Zeke Soto. Had a cup of coffee with Charleston last year. And Galena tries to fight 3. Throws it across. Loose in the box. Edwards. Rebound. Free. Score! It's Marlon Hairston. And it's 2-1. Athletic in the 85th minute.
Make it chaotic if you're Hartford. From the delivery to winning the ball, to getting on the end of it, to somehow finding a way. There's a yellow card for goalkeeper Gunter Rankenberg for protesting. But that's huge from Marlon Hairston. Rested at the weekend, didn't travel down to Miami. So he was fresh for this one, and he was Johnny on the spot. It's Edwards who does well. It's a brilliant save. He's just in the right place at the right time. Whether it's a mishit or not, it's probably better if you mishit that. The ball in causes problems. Edwards does really well to control it. You've got to feel for Greenville there. They did everything they could. And now, can Hartford hold on to a lead for more than 2 minutes?
It was Edwards who scored the 2-0 goal at San Antonio in the quarterfinals, as we will see Beverly Macangila enter the match here in the 86th minute. Marlon Hairston telling the crowd to get up and get loud.
Interesting that he's coming on for a player that doesn't exist.
Yeah, I was just going to say, now it's Edwards.
So Mishi probably is the lone striker and then shore up the rest. So Macangila, Hairston, Jimenez with Anderson and Prestis wide. Scarlett, Farrell and Deespay, 3 centre-backs that can easily become a back 5 if Prestis and Anderson want to join them, and Mishi and Galena as the out ball.
Kyle Edwards gets the plaudits of the crowd and the coaches. Tonight's Hartford Business Journal Business Alliance partner of the match is Surveyo. Big hot round of applause for Edwards as he comes out It was Kyle's ball that found its way to Marlon Hairston. We're also going to get Chevon Marsh wearing a face mask. He's going to come in the game for Zane Bubb as Rick Wright needs some offense. Marsh, 5 goals on the season in regular play. So 2-1 Hartford. You know, we went from a game that had little offense to a game that's now seen 3 goals scored in the space of 15 minutes. And once again, the referee, Alyssa Pennington, sees the ball started too soon. People weren't in their place.
4 minutes, 8 seconds between Hartford taking the lead to go 1-0 up and Greenville equalising. 4 minutes, 8 seconds from now would take us into stoppage time.
You would think Greenville's got to press the attack, may give Hartford a chance for a counter. Although Hartford does not need another goal. Siaha calmly waits and touches the turf and throws it out. So Rankenberg got a yellow, which is just bookkeeping at this point, unless he were to get another, which I would think is highly unlikely for a veteran keeper. Here's Engelina taking his time. Oh, nutmegged Zeke Soto. Played up ahead on the far side. Here's Owen Prestis. He's going to get into the box. Prestis gets it deflected. It'll come flying back. Deespain runs onto it for Hartford. Engelina dispatched. Nice defensive play by Connor Evans of Greenville. Siaha way out of the cage, and the offside flag is up.
So that's really interesting because he's just cost his team Mensah. He's in an offside position. His teammate Zeke Soto isn't. He makes a play on the ball, goes towards it and makes that play. He becomes offside. He stays away from that and goes into the middle. Zeke Soto's onside and then has the opportunity to play it in to a different face.
Well, the fourth official, J.C. Griggs, has had some issues with the electronic board tonight, but I think he just inadvertently flashed 7 minutes of stoppage time, which will seem like an eternity for Hartford. Here's Fricke of Greenville. Plays it up ahead on the far side. Now Marsh. 1v1 with Owen Prestis. A big spot for a 19-year-old, right? Owen Prestis, he gets the call.
Yep. But Samadi is away with Sierra Leone, and clearly Njai couldn't go 90, so that's why you have a squad.
You surprised it wasn't TJ?
Not to play left wing back. No, that's where Owen plays.
It'll be a throw-in on the far side, in front of the east stands.
Owen can play either wing back.
Going to get another sub. And it's going to be Ben Zakowski for Greenville Triumph. That's up. Controls against Farrell, who's been on him all night long. That's been a good matchup. Here it's sent in. Headed away by Scarlett.
7.
And it is Bricknell Vineyard stoppage time. 7 minutes of stoppage time as number 7 waits to come in. Greenville pressing for the equalizer. Here's a shot. Easily played on a hop by Siaha, who, as is his wont late in the game, falls down and cradles the ball.
Yeah, but here's the interesting thing now, because with the new laws that have come in, you get 8 seconds. The referee indicating that. That's fine.
2-1 Hartford on the Marlon Hairston goal in the 85th minute. We've not seen Haji Berry tonight.
No.
And you're not going to see him now.
No. That's a break glass in case of emergency. You're a goal down with 5 to go or whatever. Then you make that change.
And you probably see him at Monterey Bay.
Yeah, you'll still not be ready for 90 again.
No, but you'll see him off the bench, you would think.
Probably.
If the match dictates it. If it's a defensive match, then no, Evan Lee will come out. for Ben Zakowski, the 24-year-old from Glen Rock, New Jersey. Has a goal in the Jägermeister Cup and 3 in USL 1 play. So he's a threat. Hartford will have to keep an eye on.
Yeah, sorry, Joe. 2 up, 2 off now as they push for an equalizer, Greenville.
Hartford steals it away. And
still going to be better with possession, though, Joe. That's just a thump up the park.
Wastes it. Hairston tried to sell it, that it was off Greenville, but AR2, Mr. Kenyani.
Here's the chance.
Doesn't call it that way. Here we go. Here's a breakaway. Here's a shot and a goal! Michi and Molina, and it's 3-1 Athletic in the 93rd minute. And Hartford moments away from getting to the Jägermeister Cup Finals against Sacramento Republic.
2,922. That's how many miles are between Hartford and Sacramento. Who's making the trip to who? We now know it will be Hartford after Michi Engelina, who's been very quiet, does what Michi does best, and still has an impact in a game where he's not been at his best. A brilliant finish.
And then brilliance. Watch this. This is Olympic-esque. 1, 2, 3. Look at that smile. Says 1,000 words. And the supporters are loving it on the far side. So Michi Engelina, who scored in the game against Detroit, gets his second Jägermeister Cup goal. And Hartford with a 3-1 lead. Once Greenville had a press that opened the door for Engelina. Ball played towards the corner. Deespe with a nice job to keep it in and keep time going. Plays it up for Michi. Here's Engelina again. Michi with the header. Foot race with Fricky. Now Michi will slow it down, take it to the corner, and waste time.
Just what you want from Michi right at the end.
Hartford throwing, and Anderson will take his time. Oh, no, they called it out in the corner. So it's a deep throw-in. Farrell, Hairston, and Galena, the Hartford goal scorers. That one sails into the stands on the near side. It's not baseball. You can't keep it. Anderson will throw it in the Hartford technical area. A second half explosion by the hottest team in USL. And for 70 minutes, Mark, Greenville executed its game plan to perfection, and then things just fell apart.
This isn't damned by faint praise. They have been outstanding in this cup. They've been a breath of fresh air. And they've just run out of steam, unfortunately for them, too late. But they can take so many plaudits away with them.
And I'm sorry, and I think it says something for the format, that a team from USL
100%.
1 can get to the Final Four.
100%. I hope someone's
Look
okay
out.
there. Yeah, it's just been blasted.
Hairston
Okay.
has
Yeah, he
hands
knows.
up. He didn't mean to drill somebody.
It just shows you the difference between having pace on the counter-attack, and here they go again. There's a card.
That's a takedown. That's a card. As Jimenez is taken down.
I tell you,
Chapo Herrera.
For the first hour, it was as though the atmosphere in here needed a jolt. The last half hour, wow.
It's been electric.
It has properly been electric.
Approaching the 7th and final minute of stoppage time.
The final is on the 4th of October. Sacramento's due to travel to Hartford the following week in league action. They're a Western Conference side, so they only play once against an Eastern Conference team. They're second in the table, 6 points behind FC Tulsa. They beat Rhode Island on penalties.
Hartford just goes to the corner to kill time. That ball is sailed up in the air. Anderson wins the header against Gonzalez. And it is all over in full time. Hartford Athletic gets to the Jägermeister Cup final. 3-1. Hartford a winner. On second half goals by Joe Farrell, Marlon Hairston, and Michi Ngalina. Well, what the match lacked in action, Mark, in the first 70 minutes, it made up for in the last 30.
Well, from a Hartford perspective, the best things come to those who wait. And to concede just 4 minutes and 8 seconds after scoring to take the lead, that was a punch to the solar plexus. But what have we seen from this Hartford Athletic side under Brendan Burke? We have seen a team who doesn't know when they're beaten. We've seen a team who've been knocked to the canvas but have got back up. We've seen a team that doesn't know when to quit. They keep going. Greenville, what a cup run for them. When we come back, we'll pay tribute to them and what they've done. But tonight is Hartford's night. Will it be Sacramento here, under the lights of the silvery moon, or will it be a trip to California? We'll wrap it up when we come back.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.
Fans, join us for the next home match Saturday, September 20th at 7 o'clock against Pittsburgh Riverhounds as we celebrate Noche Latina and everyone's favorite $2 beer, $1 hot dog night. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at hartfordathletic.com. Our broadcast tonight brought to you in part by Central Connecticut State University. Apply today at ccsu.edu. So Hartford moves on to play Sacramento Republic October 4th in the Jägermeister Cup final. And Mark, for Greenville triumph, they'll go home possibly with some momentum as they try to make a run at the playoffs in USL 1.
They've been brilliant. They've been a breath of fresh air for this competition, and I feel for them. But they didn't run into a buzzsaw. They ran into a side that they stopped playing for long spells, and they did what they did, and they got the equalizer, but they were unable to get the job done, to take it to penalties as they hoped. 38 clubs began this competition. 24 from the USL Championship, 14 from USL League One. Only 2 remain. Hartford Athletic, 5th in the Eastern Conference, and Sacramento Republic, 2nd in the Western Conference. And if you're wondering, there are no direct flights from Bradley. So someone is having to make a change unless you go via JFK. 9:30 tomorrow, we'll find out who will host the final.
Joe Farrell in the 70th minute for Hartford. Evan Lee in the 74th for Greenville. Marlon Hairston in the 85th for Hartford. Michi Engelina, the insurance, in the 93rd. Thanks to our producer, John Forster, our director, the inimitable Bobby Kaplan, and our Power Station crew. And for my beloved broadcast partner, Mark Donaldson, I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. Hartford to the final. They beat Greenville 3-1. Have a good night, everybody.